This AI-powered defense system now supports Ukrainians on the battlefield.
So they are surveillance platforms which help soldiers and armies in Ukraine to see you're near the enemy lines, where are the enemy troops moving or what kind of threats there are.
Companies like DevSec Intel have been thriving in Estonia over the past 3 years, boosted in part by Estonia's relatively high defense spending of just under 4%. That's more than Europe's biggest economy, Germany, which spends only 2% of GDP. But the tiny Baltic nation wants to send a signal to its neighbor, Russia.
In Europe, but in all over the world, to be honest, the geopolitical situation is quite intense. And Europe definitely has to put more money into their defense, not only the eastern border of European Union or even NATO.
Estonia's Prime Minister says the country aims to meet US President Donald Trump's call for NATO countries to increase their defense spending even further to 5%. The government says it will pay for the rise by reducing social spending, with cuts to parental allowances, university scholarships and disability benefits.
5% of Estonia's GDP is about 2 billion euros, a huge amount for a country whose economy has been shrinking in recent years. But what do Estonians make of these new costs?
We'll have to find the money. What do we do if our neighbor attacks us?
Elame siin Venemaa kõrval, midagi teha ei ole. Praegu eriti me peame ikkagi kõigeks valmis olema.
Defense spending is a terrible story because it's all about killing people on all sides.
Ma usun, et nad vast leiavad mingisuguse koha, kus kärpida, kus loodetavasti teeb kahju kõige vähemale hulgale inimesele, aga paratamatu on see, et
You can do 5%, but please make sure the funds are generated as well.
To mitigate the pain of these deep cuts to social spending, Tallinn is hoping for help from Europe. Estonia and other EU nations have proposed a joint European borrowing mechanism.
But for Europe, actually, we can see that one of the possibilities is the defense bonds. We actually see altogether what kind of different technology or ammunition or weaponry we need, and we can procure it all together.
EU leaders will discuss this concept tested during the COVID-19 pandemic at the next European Council meeting in March. Like other Baltic nations located on NATO's eastern flank, Estonia wants its allies to reach a joint defense decision as soon as possible.